is episode 21, and we're taking a look at John Wick today, specifically from chapter 4. That's the most recent John Wick, and also probably the best in terms of action. Like, wow. Like, geez, that was awesome. I'm a big fan of John Wick, all four. I watched them fairly recently in the last few years, I think like 2 years back, and yeah, I just had a ball with the films. I think John Wick Chapter 1 is definitely the best story wise. It's just the most intense and emotional, and also it has a lot of great moments. The John Wick sequels are a little bit light on plot, which I find kind of enjoyable. They have good villains, and the lore is really cool with like the high table and the continental and all the different, you know, assassins that come and go, and it's just a really cool world, and it's something that's original. I find it's original property, which is really cool. It's something that's not a an established thing. It was made up by Chad Stahelski, I believe, and also Keanu Reeves, of course, came up with the look for John, but it's a really dope series. It just has this really epic gangster quality to it. I can't really explain it. It reminds me of like this comic book style. It almost John Wick almost feels like a comic book movie series, but in a more gritty. It's more like realistic. It's definitely more violent, but it just has this slick presentation. That's the word. It's very slick in its look, in all of them, all four. So yeah, I was kind of teetering on which John Wick to buy because I think there's one pop for every version. I believe there's John Wick 1 has a pop, and then 2 has the dog. I wanted to get the dog one, but it's like 35 bucks. So that's probably a no. I believe chapter 3 has one, and then there's also this one, which I think this probably is the best pop. Like it's the coolest one of the four. I was just in GameStop like about a week back, and I kind of buy a pop every or other week from them because I just like to support them. Because I had to go on a tangent really quick. Target's Funko Pop section is terrible. Have you ever been in Target and went to the Funko Pops? It's so bad. It's so bad. Like it's just disorganized. Pops are everywhere. They're falling off the shelf. They're all like beat up, and there's no organization, and it's just bad. It's bad. Okay, don't go to Target for your pops unless you're desperate. But GameStop, on the other hand, like in the last like few months, they've been like on top of the pops. Like they've been putting every one of them out. They're all organized. They're really nice to look at. There's a lot of cool variety. Like what's going on, Target? You're kind of dropping the ball with the pops. All right, it's really embarrassing. You need to get your get your stuff together. Anyway, we're not talking about that. John Wick Pop, this is chapter 4. Let's take a look at the box first. It's pretty standard Funko box. I like the black background with the neon John Wick logo. Super cool. Something I find interesting is that on this box, John looks older, obviously because Keanu is a little bit older at this point, but he's not really too much older in chapter 4, but I guess chapter 1 he looks younger, but regardless, yeah, they make him look older on the box. That's like a great look. He's got from the Pop Movies line, 1687. Here he is on the side, and here's the name. And I almost missed this pop. He was just there. Like I almost didn't like look at it. I'm like, is that John Wick? And I look at it, and it is. Like, oh, that's sweet. Because I'm looking for a John Wick pop at the time. And I'm like, well, that's really handy. Here is the back. You get just two pops in this line, I guess. There's Winston, and of course, Jay Wick. I think it would have been cool to get like Kane or um I forgot this villain's name, but he's awesome. And then the Marquis, the main villain, or they could have done at least a few other pops for this film. It's a big film. It's a long film, but it's epic. I saw it in theaters. I was blown away. I'm like, what am I watching? Because the John Wick action is just some of the most top notch action I've seen in so long. It's just so cool. Anyway, here's the box. Not too shabby. This is 2024? Yeah, 2024. I don't know why, because the movie came out in 2023. Regardless, we're getting rid of this box. Let's get rid of it. There's a pop in the background. I will take a look at her in just a few minutes. But she's for comparison. Here he is. Here's John J. Wick, the legend himself, Baba Yaga, the master assassin. And I have to say, of all the John Wick pops, this one is this is Keanu Reeves as a pop. You can't not tell me. Look at this. It's so Keanu. It's like the perfect beard, the perfect eyebrows, the hair. Dude, the hair is so slick. It's so on point. It's so Wick. It's perfect for him. Like they nailed his hairstyle for sure. It's very nice to feel. It's got nice texture. It looks great. I mean, man, they killed it with the hair. As with all pops, Wick has only one sense of movement. It's his head, and he's in a really cool pose where he's got his nunchucks from the Japan section, where he's beating guys up. Whoosh, 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 whoosh. It's so cool. And then he's got his, of course, katana sword right there. And when he's beating guys up again, shing, whoosh, really cool blade. And he's got his jacket, which is just a black suit, but it looks great. We got the gray belt buckle, nice matte finish with the shoes. And yeah, it's super awesome. Very cool pose. The pose is great. You can almost have him attacking with the sword, or you can have him getting ready the nunchucks to smack someone in the face. And yeah, there's a nice variety of action in chapter 4 where he's got lots of blades and nunchucks and sticks and cars and guns. There's a lot of cool stuff in chapter 4. Highly recommend going to see it, or well, at this point you can just watch it on streaming. Highly recommend it. And yeah, he's probably not as detailed as a pop as we've looked at in other videos. Like he's definitely not as detailed as other ones, but I think they put a lot of the detail into his hair and his beard, so that actually kind of makes up for it because he's got a really cool look. Like Keanu looks badass as John Wick. I mean, come on, you can't really say he doesn't. It's one of the coolest action characters ever. Um, and the franchise didn't start too long ago. I think it was 2014 with the first film. And yeah, it's been going strong. I'm actually really excited. There's a ballerina film spin-off with Ana de Armas that looks incredible. Like, have you seen the trailer for that? That looks awesome. I'm gonna definitely go see that for sure. It looks super cool. And that's in the John Wick universe. So I think he's gonna be in that. We might get a pop for that movie. If so, that'd be great. We might get him as another pop as well. But yeah, great pose. I like the sword. I like the design of it. It's very cool. And I like the nunchucks under his arm. That's a really nice touch. And he stands up pretty well, honestly. He doesn't really need a stand. He actually stands up pretty nice. Like I kind of wish that all the pops had a stand, but you know, he doesn't really need it. He stands up pretty well without it. And yeah, I like the fact that this one's not a bobblehead. I honestly would prefer if Funko would just do these as vinyls and not bobbleheads. I don't know. I just feel like the bobbleheads is kind of a gimmick. I don't know. That's probably my least favorite part of Funko's. Like, it's not like as consistent, as I would like, but regardless, just a little nitpick. The paint isn't perfect. You can see a little bit on here, but it's fine. I love the beard. The beard is so John. That's so good. And I like the eyebrows down and the slick back hair. Man, this is such a good pop. I'm a big fan of this just character. And just this world of John Wick. I need to watch the TV show. I haven't finished it. I need to watch that for sure on Peacock. But yeah, it's awesome for sure. If you want a great pop, this is definitely one of the better ones. I mean, all the John Wick pops are really cool. It's just I feel like this one is the closest to Keanu. Like his likeness, it's there. It's like 99% there for sure. As for the pop in the back, Buffy Summers, she's battle damaged in this version. I kind of wish they made just a regular Buffy. Um, But they have in the past, but I mean like currently, because I think this is the only Buffy that's out right now. But I think it's great with the battle scars. I think it's really cool, and she does have a stand. Um, and yeah, she also has weapons. They also have that in common. They have the weapons going on. She's a little bit taller because she's standing up, right? John is like crouching a little bit, but yeah, they compare pretty well. Obviously, both fighters, both fierce, characters, and they nailed her Buffy's look. We'll take a look at her in a different one, but yeah, they nailed her likeness for sure, and they look great together. Pretty good, pretty nice. I like the look. But pretty much all pops are like pretty comparable. Like some pops are like crouched, and some are like flying, and some are like, bigger. Um, but yeah, I think this is amazing pop. I have nothing really bad to say. 'Cause the quality's good, the look is there, and it's a good price. I think I got this for like $8, so not too bad. And yeah, if you see them, definitely pick them up. Otherwise, you can just look online and see the other ones, which I think are all pretty good. But yeah, this is by far the best one. And yeah, I think they nailed it. I'd love to see a Matrix pop line, a like a read what's the word, a remake of that pop from the first Matrix. I'd like to see that. I'd buy it for sure. Because I feel like those are a little bit pricey now. But anyway, John Wick pop, pretty awesome, pretty cool. Love the films. If you haven't seen them, if you're an action junkie like myself, and you haven't seen the John Wick movies, bruh, what are you doing? Go on to streaming. I think they're on HBO Max. I don't. I think they're either on HBO Max or Peacock. I don't know. I have them on Blu-ray, so I don't need to care about that. But still, it's awesome. Big fan. I think it's awesome. It's great. I just wish there was more characters in this like series. I think there would be better options instead of just two of them. But that's it. Regardless, John Wick pop, pretty freaking cool. Let me know what you think. Do you like the John Wick films? I know some people are not a fan, which is fine. Um, and yeah, let me know what's your favorite Keanu Reeves movie. I'd actually like to know that because I know there's gonna be a lot of Matrix, not a lot of Constantine, but Speed, all that sort of stuff. Bill and Ted, Point Break. But let me know. Let me know your favorite performance from him and your favorite Keanu Reeves pop. I think they made a few for him, but that's it. Thank you for watching. I appreciate it. As always, let me know your comments down below. Thank you for your support. And I'll see you in the next episode. Take care.